Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. We're sitting down with a young cat today that's doing his thing in the realm of music. He's in Atlanta, Georgia right now. So we want to discuss what he's got going on, what brings him to the A, and just some of his plans for the year 2021. E Bleu, thank you for your time. How you doing today, good sir?
I cannot complain, man, especially not in these times. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All love, man. We got a lot of respect for what you got going on right now. So we're going to talk about your journey into music and what, actually got you to the point of where you are in your career right now. But you're in Atlanta right now because you're on tour. So I guess you can say you can kind of say it's perfect timing that we're sitting down and speaking with each other. And your tour also has that title, Perfect Timing. Talk to me about the tour and actually what brought you here to Atlanta.
Man, so the tour was really like it came from me sitting down with the people around me and trying to just get back to being aware, like what exactly is working for us and what are we missing, right? I think some people spend so much time just kind of highlighting the accomplishments that you fail to look at what's missing. And we got to the point where I realized that the digital side was working well. I had some dope platforms, right? Like writing up articles about us. We had streams were doing well, but it's like, man, people, they need to attach to something. It needs to be something real. You can't be giving them all these accomplishments, highlights, streams to just a blank artist that they don't know much about. So my concept with the tour was going to a bunch of different cities, man, networking, getting in front of people and showing people more of me. I feel like people haven't much heard me talking, laughing, moving around. They don't really know that they see the mystique, cool little pictures here in the song there. So it's just me trying to give them more of the day-to-day and what we have going on, letting them see what this is like. I've been working for the last 3 years, even though they haven't much seen it. So it's them getting to come into my world for a little bit. And also, man, getting to link up with people like yourself that I have nothing but respect for and would just like to, see how y'all feeling about the music, the feedback and what I got to get back and work on,
Okay. I respect that. So talk to me about some of the music in which you were that you have released and things of that nature. If I'm not mistaken, I understand that you wrapped up a project. So you'll talk to us about that as well. But talk to us about some of the music in which you've already created. I know fans have been excited about 3 a.m. and things of that nater. So talk to me about some of the music that you have going on and that you have out right now.
Yeah, so the first record that I came out and did as a solo artist was a few years ago, and it was Me Time. So I dropped Me Time coming off of a group, and originally I was thinking of doing the like a placement little run. I was kind of having a lot going on. I was gonna transition from a group to a solo artist, so I was like, man, let me try the placements, just write, see what happens. And the first record I did, the producer I was working with looked at me like, man, this is you. Like, there's nobody I can go and give this to. You got to drop it. So I dropped it, and World Star had got it, and it just kind of started going crazy. So it ended up with the Eric Bellinger and 24 Hours remix, and that started kind of going crazy for me. So those are two guys that I have the utmost respect for and look up to. That was crazy, and that got everything started for me on that end. Things started moving quickly, and right as I was getting ready to get going, I had a project. Just some things in my situation called for me to take a step back and wait. And that happens sometimes. And it's a hard part of the business, is understanding that even when things feel like they're rolling, sometimes the best thing to do is just wait for a couple other little pieces to come together and then push it forward. And I ended up in that situation for about like a year and a half. The music that I had ready to go, by the time I was good to drop it, I felt like it didn't represent where I was at. I scratched it, started back over. So I did a record with Kap G as well in the meantime, kind of getting ready to come back. I had dropped a record I had worked on with Kap that I really liked. That was a few months ago, and that was really all I gave him. And now that we were ready to go and things had lined up, I came back. I started with 3 a.m. I got back in the studio, dropped the record, and just off the response, man, it motivated me to get back in and make a whole project. So I just actually here in Atlanta yesterday, I wrapped up the last record on the project. So it's done. We got the next single coming in about 2-3 weeks. And man, I'm gonna be giving them more music in the next month or two that I have since in my whole career. It's gonna be the first time that I can drop consistently that they're getting music videos. It's not just like, here's a song, I'm gone. It's like you're gonna get a song and another one and a video and so on. So we're gonna give them content. We're gonna be consistent.
Okay, that's dope. Very dope to hear. What has it been like moving and shaking, creating music, as we mentioned, even touring and getting back out on the road and hitting stages and things like that in our recent times? As we know, 2020 was a difficult year for everyone. We're still
100%.
kind of in the early stages of 2021. Some things are starting to slowly open back up. So what has life been like creating music and for you as a creator in the last year or so?
Man, there's like, I'm somebody that always tries to see the bright side in things, and then like I know some people may look at that like insensitive, but it's not. It's that's not my point with it. It's just with all the bad things going on, I try to find the good side in all of this. And I was like, man, well, as an artist, outside of the crazy stuff going, it kind of leveled the playing field for everybody, you know. So if the cool thing is Rolling Loud's in town this weekend, and everybody knows that if you're not in Rolling Loud, you really don't have much going on. That's not happening. It's just the internet and creativity. You could make it look as good as you want. There's artists that have been successful for 2-3 years that didn't know what to do because they lack on the internet creativity. So it kind of leveled the playing field for everybody, I feel like. And you see it with the TikTok stuff happening, and you guys got an opportunity to find that angle and get in front of the world probably easier than any other time coming up. But with everything crazy, what I did is I fell into this working at the house kind of vibe. So we moved around the country getting Airbnbs and just staying like quarantined that way. And I would we went to Montana for a week, got a Airbnb out there. I mean, we actually have, one of my boys has a house out there. So we stayed in Montana for a little while, just set up a little studio at the house, worked there, went to LA, did the same thing, went to Chicago. We just kind of quarantined, vibe out different, you know, there wasn't much going on, just different vibes, different weather, different spirits. So it was kind of my approach. And yeah, it's been crazy. Obviously it's been tough as well, like for all the music stuff going on, and that being one aspect of it. The other side with everything going on and just the coronavirus and all the people getting sick and family members has been super tough. And I think that's also a reason that I had took a step back and stopped making music for a little while, just to make sure that I had a grip on life and what was important. I don't want to be so caught up doing this and then I'm losing family members or friends elsewhere. So it was making sure that I kind of leveled out my thinking, prioritized on what I needed to do, and at the same time found a way to stay working because I can't just completely stop. So the whole tour, we're still obviously taking precautions, and it's more so just like a promo tour. People will be like, man, what's the show here? Some cities that are a little more open, we are doing a show or a hosting or something, but otherwise it's just me going doing a podcast, doing a couple interviews, radio here, and IG Live. So we're definitely being careful. I'm not going putting everybody's life in danger in this tour. So it's finding the balance, man. But I'm eager to get back out. I'm eager to get back in front of people, shake hands with folks, and you know, get back to that side of things too. So part of me is just excited that this is even possible right now, and that things are starting to kind of open up in a way to where I'm even able to do it, even if halfway, you know.
Can you give out a few little secrets about your upcoming project, as far as maybe some of the records that stick out close to you, any features if you have any on a project, some producers that you worked with, the title and things of that nature?
For sure. So actually I had an interview last night with 97.9, which is, I'm from Houston, so that's our big station. And I wasn't going to speak on the project. I had already said I was going to talk about the name at a certain time, and they got everything out of me. So at this point, yeah, that's a special one. I knew that could happen. So the project, the title is Same Time Tomorrow. And we came up with that recently. And the whole concept is when I did 3 a.m., I was still in the stage of this night owl thing I do, where I'm big on staying up all night, and I catch a lot of like my emotions and the vibes that I look for through nighttime. I think that 12 a.m., 1 a.m. through that 5 a.m. is super powerful. Every hour has a completely different vibe. So 3 a.m. was like, I did that at 3:30. I just drove home from downtown making moves and stuff. So the whole 3 a.m. is kind of like the ride back, me just kind of talking about that in my head about it's like right back seat, strapped by my feet, kiss they try that with me. So this is like the ride back. And then being caught in that, I decided that I was just going to do like a 1 through 5 a.m. EP, where every song was not going to be a direct story, but it would kind of represent the vibe of that hour. Okay. So you have 1 a.m. that's like power hour at the club. You have homie hitting you, talking about he got a section at 11:45, pull up here, this and that. So that. Then you got 2 a.m. Y'all close here at 3. Back home, we close at 2. So 2 a.m. for me, it's like you're leaving the club, but you got that one more move that you're gonna make before you take it back to the crib, whether it's pull up on so-and-so, you know? So then 3 a.m. the ride back. 4 a.m. I just got to the house. I'm a little drunk. I'm swiping up on stories I shouldn't be swiping up on. I'm promising things that, you know, and then 5 a.m. is kind of like you're laying it down and you're like, man, I need to stop doing this every night. Like I got to chill out. I got to just go to sleep. F all of this stuff. I got to wake up and get back to it. So it's kind of like a cycle that I was falling into every single night, just playing with people's emotions, playing people's feelings, just kind of being a little selfish with the way I was being, and then waking up to all these text messages, all these things that I'm supposed to be following up on. I'm like, man, I wasn't even really there. I was, it was the Drake talking or whatever. So, yeah, that's why it's called Same Time Tomorrow. It's like a cycle that you can expect from me again. Tomorrow, come 1 a.m., I'm probably going to be on the same type of stuff, going back up to the club, leaving again, going through my phone, see what girl trying to link up, going, so it's that. And I did the Eric Bellinger stuff, even though it was a remix, I had done the Kap G joint. So I wanted to stay away from features a little bit, just to also show people that I could hold my own weight on a record. I don't need to be the guy with features every time. So I have one feature on it. On the 5 records is just one, and I'm wrapping that up as we speak. I've been having the sessions while we're here, so just until everything's mastered, I won't even jinx myself and say it. But it's one feature of somebody I genuinely look up to the long way. So it should be really, really dope.
Okay, that's hard. That's hard. How has your upbringing in Houston kind of influenced your sound or impacted your sound in your career?
I think Houston's in everything that I do in a way. People in Houston, some of the most talented people I've ever met. I think that we haven't fully figured out a system that works for us. It doesn't go to say that it's lacking anything on the talent wise or the music. It's just what we want to see from, or what our OGs want to see from our young cats. I think we haven't really figured it out yet. And we're still kind of stuck in what Houston's always been, and stuck kind of trying to let that go. And the new guys is going crazy in every other city. We look at that as weird, and they painting their nails like this and that. So, but at the same time, Houston people are so honest, man. They're so blunt and honest that I could send somebody to somebody that love me or that I got respect for, or whatever. They're gonna tell me, bro, that's not it. Like, you need to get back. That's terrible. And I think that forced me to be very aware as to what I'm putting out, what I got going. I don't just drop anything. I make sure that I put it through my Houston people's ears in my mind. Like, if so and so was hearing this, how they would feel about it. And I think that definitely is in Houston. And yeah, I mean, now I got the braids, so it gives away a little more. But you look at me, you see this white looking kid, this and that, man. I'm fully Hispanic, and I grew up in a little bit of all of that in Houston that you wouldn't know, that I try to stay away from now. So definitely Houston is like I said, everything I do. I really grew up in the neighborhood. I really got to feel Houston for what it is and every angle of it. So the city's it's gave me the story that I'm telling right now. It's everything. And to this day, I was gone to LA for a while. As soon as COVID started up and I had some time, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go back to Houston. I'm gonna go back, get a little apartment back hometown, and just kind of catch that vibe. It's, you'll never kind of feel that same energy from the people that you've grown up with, that's gonna talk to you as if you were one of them, and they gonna make fun of you like they do anybody else. You come to some other people and you kind of get this special look. People won't talk to you much of this, so everything you're hearing is like a compliment or a good thing. And sometimes I just like going back and having somebody that's just roasting me for 30 minutes. It just make me feel human. So yeah, I love Houston. I love Houston. I think you're gonna hear it in the entire project. 3 a.m. If you hear 3 a.m., you know that's not Houston for what Houston's known for, but it's Houston for what it is right now. To me, I think it's a good direction, a good idea of where Houston's headed. So definitely, you gonna hear Houston the entire project.
We'll be looking forward to your upcoming project coming out in the near future. But as we move forward, summertime is right around the corner. As we move forward in 2021, what else do you have coming up? What are some other things that you're working on that you want fans to gear up and get excited for?
Man, so like you said earlier, I'm in the middle of tour now. We're 2 cities in, so I still got 2 more months of this. A lot of summer I'll be on this. So I'm going back to Texas, to Laredo next weekend. We have Chicago, DC, New York, Arizona, LA, and there's still more cities that's coming in trying to get a part of it as well. So we might just keep extending it. But I know deep into June, at least I'll be on road. So any of those cities, man, you can expect me doing hostings if they're available, or podcasts, and moving around, meet and greet, something. I know in Chicago, we're going to be doing a little special intimate show at like a clothing store, or like retail store that they have over there that's kind of like well respected. in Laredo, I have some hostings. I'll be doing like a couple songs at a disco on Saturday night next week. So definitely a bunch of events, man. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be in the mix for sure the next few weeks. We're dropping the project. Like I said, we're doing a video to every song on there. So I've only done like 2 videos up until now. I'll be having 5 videos by the time the month's over with, 2 months from now. It's gonna be consistency like you've never seen it. I think I'm somebody that I don't do all the internet stuff. I don't do the viral stuff. I don't hop on a table and go crazy. I just make the best music I can make. I put it out there and I let people judge me for that. And if I don't get the reaction I want, I use that to get back in the studio, make better music and come back. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to put out, man, I waited 3 years for this. I put out 1 song here, 1 song there. I think people think I'm a rapper still. They don't much know I did with the R&B stuff. I'm excited for people to see what I've really been working on. I think the last 3 years kind of sum up to this in the project. Back to making it about the music. That's my main focus. I'm excited to just get back to making it about the music, letting people judge me off of that.
Dope, man. Very, very dope. Please let our audience know how they can stay in tune with you via social media, how they can check out some of the material you've already put out, whether it's via a streaming service, YouTube, or however they can contact you and check out your music.
For sure. So on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, all that, I'm E Bleu, IMEBLEU. And on YouTube, Spotify, all that, you just type in E space BLEU and we're there. And definitely subscribe on YouTube. Like I said, we got videos coming out, multiple videos a month. It's going to be a bunch of content. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. The content is going to be rolling, man. We're going to keep it coming. We're going to keep them entertained for sure.
Man, once again, thank you very much for your time today. We'll be looking forward to your upcoming project. We'll be looking forward to sitting down and chatting with you in a few months too. Just catch
100%,
up with you and see how things have gone in those past weeks.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me, man. I appreciate your energy and your time. So I look forward to all this kind of wrapping up, coming off a tour. I'm straight back to Atlanta, and we're going to sit down and do this in person.
Yes, sir. That sounds good, dog. It would be good to see you in person. Not,
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely.
Stay safe while you out here. Stay safe as you're traveling on the road. And many blessings to you, good sir.
My guy. Likewise, man. You be safe. I'll see you soon. We'll stay in touch.
All right, bet.